Hey everyone, it's Matt from Still As Life, and today we're going to visit Moerenuma Park in Sapporo's northeast. Now this park is rated #1 on TripAdvisor for things to do in Sapporo. Now that is a pretty major thing. #1, but is it worth it? Does it deserve that rating? We'll find out in this video. But before we jump into that, I've got a question for you. When you're traveling and on a schedule, what kind of activities do you prefer? Let me know in the comments below, just down there. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear from you and what kind of activities you like the most. So Moerenuma Park is 188 hectares, so it's a pretty big park. And it's about 11.5 kilometers from the center of Sapporo. So that's about a 20-minute drive. However, you can also get there via public transport. If you're driving though, don't trust Google Maps for your directions. Google Maps, for some reason, when you put in the park, wants to take you to a parking lot, get you out of the car, and then take you on a long walking track. I don't know why. You can actually drive into the center of the park. Instead, get directions to one of the parking lots. There's 3 of them. However, the one that's open the longest and is also the most convenient, both in accessing from the city and access into the park, is the Moerenuma Koen Azuma parking lot. So put that one into your Google Maps and that'll give you the best directions. Admission to the park is free, and if you're driving like we were, parking is also free, which is awesome. And that means the only costs that you're going to incur are optional ones, like going to the restaurant or hiring a bike. So that means it is great value for money. You can hire bikes from the Koen Azuma parking lot. They're 200 yen for 2 hours or 300 yen with a baby seat on them. And you can extend them in 1 hour increments for half that. So if you're planning to go around the whole park and check everything out, that could be a good way to do it a little bit quicker. The park is pretty unique because it's been built over an old rubbish dump. One of the things that's really cool about how Noguchi designed it is that he had the intention of making the whole park a sculpture. Not just parts of it, but the whole thing, so that it would all work together. And he designed it around a pyramid motif. So the park itself is surrounded by Moe Marsh, and towards the center is Moe Mountain, which is a 62-meter high, it's more of a hill than a mountain, with a gradual slope up to it. That gives you a good view of the park and also out towards Sapporo. If you aren't really into cycling or walking around the park, you can drive into the heart of it, to the glass pyramid car park. It's only a small parking lot, so if it's busy, you might have trouble getting a space. For us though, it was dead quiet. And from there, you can walk straight into the glass pyramid or have really close access to a lot of the other attractions there. The pyramid itself is nicknamed Hidamari, which means sunny spot. It houses a museum, a shop, a gallery, and a restaurant, which is all focused around Noguchi's work. We were really keen to have a look inside, but unfortunately we were there too early in the morning and it wasn't open yet. Some of the other attractions at the park are the Sea Fountain Water Show, the artificial beach, Moe Beach, the Play Mountain, which is another smaller mountain inside the park, Cherry Tree Forest, Tetra Mound, Aqua Plaza, and the Music Shell. So there is actually quite a bit inside this park. We wanted to see a lot more of it, but since it was raining and we were there fairly early, we decided to keep going. We saw what we could without getting wet, and then we headed on to our next destination, Ishiya Chocolate Factory at Shiroi Koibito Park. Now take note of that, and I will stick a link up to the video when it's published. It'll be the next one, and I'll also put a link to it down in the description when it's online as well. So make sure you check that one out. From what we experienced at Moerenuma Park though, I would say it's a really peaceful place. It feels very open, and it certainly does help you to reconnect with nature when you're in somewhere so built up like Sapporo, where there's just concrete everywhere. And that is really great, and depending on how long you've been there, it's something that you can really need. It strikes me as being the perfect place to spend the day out with your family or go to after church for a potluck lunch or that sort of thing. And either way, take a picnic lunch and just relax. Chill out with your family, your kids, your friends, whatever it might be, particularly in the warmer months, and just have a great time. But for a tourist on a tight schedule, for me, I'd say definitely give it a miss. It has some really great ideas, and as a park, it's really cool. But it's quite a long way out of the city, and there is a lot more to do in the city itself that is more interesting and more exciting. So, in my opinion, I honestly do not think it deserves the #1 position on TripAdvisor for things to do in Sapporo. If you're heading that way anyway, sure, drop in and check it out. But if you're not, I wouldn't bother. I really wouldn't. Save yourself the time and the effort and do things in Sapporo. For our #1 thing to do, stay tuned for my next video. And once it's published, I'll add a link to it up here and also down in the description box below. You might have a little bit of an idea of what it is based on what I said earlier. Of course, if you do want to check out Moerenuma Park, I'll throw some links down in the description box to give you some more info on how to get there and what is there. I'll also stick a link to directions from the heart of the CBD with the parking lot on it that we use to get there. I hope you find this video helpful, and don't forget to let me know in the comments below what kind of experiences that you enjoy when you're traveling. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up as well if you liked it, and also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this from me on our Japan trip and elsewhere around the world. I'm Matt, and I'll see you next time.